Hey, it's Jim. Thanks for joining me. So we're going to talk about like Fiverr Arbitrage and basically making money for yourself, starting a business, offering services for things that maybe aren't something that you're an expert at or something you can even do. One of the things I've done lots of times is I offer logo design. It's just something that when I'm doing websites or other kinds of digital marketing, it's like people often need a logo, especially if they're just starting out. And frankly, like that's outside of my wheelhouse. Like I'm not a graphic designer. And so what I do is, of course I say, yeah, of course we can do that for you. Because we don't really necessarily want to bring 3 people or 4 people into the process of helping this company out. I'm not going to tell them to go hire somebody else for their logo. So we take care of it, and I say we do. But then what I do after I've said, okay, we'll do the logo for $100, we take, $25 up front and then $75, once we deliver the logo to you and you're happy. Then basically what I do is I hire somebody else to make the logos for them. So, and the way I do that in the arbitrage piece here is basically you just take the little bit of upfront money you've gotten from the customer, and then you come over here to Fiverr and basically hire somebody to make the logos. You deliver them back to the client, they're happy, they give you the rest of the money, and that's all profit, and that's the arbitrage piece. And so it works great because Fiverr has tons and tons of services, right? I just recommend that you get your money up, some money up front so that you can pay for the Fiverr gig and get that service done without having to necessarily do it out of your pocket. So that is the arbitrage piece. Now the biggest obstacle that you run into is finding people who need a service, right? And that's where a lot of times what you can do is just pop on over to like Craigslist. I'm just on my local Craigslist here, and if you do a general search term here, so like let's say I'm trying to find people who need a website, then what I can do is, I'm going to just filter a little bit here because otherwise I'm going to get way too many results. Search titles only in this case. That doesn't always make sense, depending on what you're trying to find. But basically I can narrow this down and, find people who are looking for, now these people are actually selling their website. So let's go back. You can find people who need help, though, building a website, right? And so now some of these are for sale. Now one of the other things you can do is, or that I would usually do, and just kind of spaced it there, is go to gigs up here in the search, because otherwise you're looking at people trying to sell websites and stuff. If you look in gigs, though, then you can find people like this. These guys just posted 2 days ago. They need a web developer. I've already responded on this one, and we'll basically offer that. And I do websites, so I would likely do this, but if websites aren't something that you are familiar with, or it would take you a long time, or it's hard for you, then you just pop over to Fiverr, and once you've talked to these guys and gotten a little bit of money from them and figured out exactly what they want and what their pictures are and their colors and stuff like that, then you just pop over here to Fiverr and just hire somebody to do it for you. And that'll probably cost you $50 on Fiverr. Not everything is $5 anymore. In fact, fewer and fewer things are. But even if you can get it done for $50, look at what these guys are willing to pay for their website. So even if you have to spend $100 on Fiverr, as long as you get a little money up front from these guys and you can pay for that Fiverr gig so you don't lose anything if these guys walk away and never pay you, then you're in the money here. You're doing a great thing. So now the hardest part is kind of going back and forth and finding these guys, right? Because ultimately, like we just saw on this search, I lucked out because there's somebody recently who needed that, but just locally, looking around here, there's not a lot of results, right? I mean, I've got 2 here, in the general area. And, this one isn't relevant. They want something else, and so do these guys. So, you want to ultimately be able to sort of bulk search and look in other states and stuff like that, because, it's all online, right? You can do this stuff virtually. You don't have to meet them face to face. So that's where, if you find going back and forth, you can certainly make a business out of it, but you can also check out this product called Arbitrage Alchemist. And what it does, here, let me just open it up here. What it does is it allows you to, let me just expand the screen here a little bit. It allows you to search like by the whole state, or any state or all states. I wouldn't recommend searching all states at one time, because then you'll get kind of you're blocked a little bit by Craigslist. But these guys basically just work with the API from Craigslist and allow you to do searches all over the place. And it's really nice because you can just tick the box to remove all the duplicates, and you can search the title of the post. And then what's cool is you can just come right over here and search Fiverr too. So I can say, oh, okay, here's that same person, July 10th. Here, let's just open it so you can verify. They want $2,000 is their budget for a food truck website. And so now what we can do is just come over here and search Fiverr. And we can find the rating counts. So I can just stop that, because there's way more here than I already need. Their rating is 10. I can see how many ratings they have, the seller name, all this cool info, right? Are they a top rated seller? There's the link. So, now instead of fishing around on Fiverr, let's just do that same search over here. I can start doing some filters and stuff over here, and redo those each time or whatever. But, the software kind of just puts it all side by side. So, boom, I already know who I want to hire, and it just makes it super easy. And then, what's cool is not only do I do that for Colorado, but I can pop over here and say, oh, let's search in Arizona. Okay, it's going to tell me, oh, you should use proxies. This is why I just do state by state. And I don't do like tons of searches at once, so that I don't get my IP banned by Craigslist temporarily. Of course, if you want to do this in bigger bulk, they give you a link inside the Arbitrage Alchemist member area, for getting proxies, and that's like $10 a month or something like that. And it allows you to basically kind of do as much searching as you want without getting banned by Craigslist, getting your IP banned temporarily. So, but here you go, so we've got, more opportunities here. These are a little outdated. So this is why you need to be able to go state by state, right? Let's go to Arkansas, check out what they've got. You can see in real time that this is working just fine, right? And then what else is cool is you may not know. Okay, so there wasn't anybody in Arkansas. Let's go back to those Colorado search results, because you get the idea. You can go through state by state, but what do you do to get this deal signed, right? And what's cool here is that inside the Arbitrage Alchemist member area, not only will you download the software and everything, but you go through the training. Now there's a whole other method they show you, which is cool too. I'm not even talking about that today, but they give you basically the emails to use and basically how to sign those folks up and get them to use you. So you can see all this training you get. So they really sort of set you up to succeed. And if you want to do the Fiverr arbitrage thing and make some extra money for your business, then this is definitely something that kind of allows you to scale that and really do well with it. But certainly you can even just go boom, search in Craigslist and then go into Fiverr and kind of find your folks to do it that way too. So that's that. I hope you found this useful. If you're interested in Arbitrage Alchemist, then it is still for sale as a product, and you get the software and the training all together. And there will be a link to this right below the video. So, and there's no pressure when you check the link. It's just a link to learn more about it. So you get to read all the testimonials and stuff like that from other people who have succeeded, and they've got hundreds of testimonials. They're not all on the page, so you don't have to read all of those or anything. But they've definitely had a lot of people use this and make a lot of money with it. So it's fun to see how they've done it. And hey, I wish you the best of luck. I hope this method works for you, and we'll see you in the next video.